Hello, today we are going to talk about the concept of uniform motion and non-uniform motion. What is an uniform motion? A body has an uniform motion if it travels equal distances in equal intervals of time, no matter how small these time intervals may be. One more time we are going to see the definition of uniform motion. A body is said to have an uniform motion if it travels equal distances in equal intervals of time, no matter how small these time intervals may be. So we'll understand this definition with the help of an example, and we'll take an example of a car. Suppose a car travels some distance and the time taken to travel that distance will be noted down. So we'll see over here, car travels a distance of 10 kilometers in 20 minutes. For next phase, car travels distance of 10 kilometers in 20 minutes. For next phase, car again travels a distance of 10 kilometers in 20 minutes. Then for next, again car travels a distance of 10 kilometers in 20 minutes. And again car travels distance of 10 kilometers in 20 minutes. So here we see that the car is actually covering equal distances in each phases, and the time taken to cover these equal distances are also equal. So such kind of motion that has been adopted by the car, that is covering equal distances in equal intervals of time, such motion is called an uniform motion. So in order to understand an uniform motion, we are going to plot the distance time graph. Time is taken on abscissa and measured in minutes. Distance is measured in kilometers and taken on ordinate. And we are going to plot the distance covered by a car and the time taken to cover that distance on the distance time graph. And we'll try to understand how actually distance time graph looks for an uniform motion. So car is traveling a distance of 10 kilometers in 20 minutes, and we are going to plot these points on the graph. So how much distance covered? The distance covered is 10 kilometers and the time taken is 20 minutes. So we'll plot it on the distance time graph. So this point is showing that the car has traveled 10 kilometer distance and time taken is 20 minutes. Now for the next phase, the car travels again a distance of 10 kilometers and 20 minutes. But from the initial point, the car has actually covered 20 kilometers and time taken is 40 minutes. So we are going to plot on distance time graph 40 and 20. 40 is denoting the time taken, total time taken from the initial point, and 20 is the total distance covered from the initial point by the car. Now for the next phase, again the car travels 10 kilometers and time taken is 20 minutes, but total distance covered by the car from the initial point is 30, and the total time taken to cover this distance of 30 kilometers is 60 minutes. So we are going to plot it on the distance time graph 60 30. 60 is the time taken and 30 is the total distance covered. Then for the next phase, again the car travels a distance of 10 kilometers in 20 minutes, but the total distance covered by the car from the initial point is 40 kilometers and the total time taken is 80 minutes. So on the distance time graph, we are going to plot the points 80 and 40 80 is denoting the total time taken, and 40 is the total distance covered. Then for the last phase, we see car again travels a distance of 10 kilometers and the time taken is 20 minutes. But the overall distance covered by the car is 50 kilometers, and total distance that has been taken to cover this distance is 100 minutes. So the point that has been plotted are 100 and 50. 100 is denoting total time taken and 50 is the total distance covered from the initial point. Now if you are going to join all these points, you will get a straight line with a constant slope. This straight line is an uniform motion. It represents an uniform motion. Therefore, if the distance time graph of a body is a straight line, then it is an uniform motion. Now, what is a non-uniform motion? A body has a non-uniform motion if it travels unequal distances in equal intervals of time. Now we'll understand what a non-uniform motion is. By definition, a body has a non-uniform motion if it travels unequal distances in equal intervals of time. Again, we are going to see an example of car which is traveling some distance and some time is taken to cover that distance. So for the first phase, the car travels a distance of 10 kilometers and time taken is 20 minutes. For the next phase, the car covers a distance of 5 kilometers and time taken is 20 minutes. For the next phase, car is moving with more speed and it covers a distance of 20 kilometers and time taken is 20 minutes. Then for next phase, car covers a distance of 10 kilometers and time taken is 20 minutes. For the next phase, the car travels a distance of 15 kilometers and time taken to cover this distance is 20 minutes. So here we see that car is actually traveling unequal distances in each phase, but the time taken to cover these unequal distances in each phase are equal. So you see over here the distance covered 10 kilometers but time taken is 20 minutes. Distance covered 5 kilometers but the time taken is 20 minutes. Distance covered is 20 kilometers but same time is taken to cover this 20 kilometers also. Similarly, we see for the next phase also you have got unequal distances but the time taken to cover these distances are equal. So such kind of motion are described as non-uniform motion. Now how actually the distance time graph will look like for a non-uniform motion? So if you are going to plot a distance time graph for a non-uniform motion, it's like a curve. So if the distance time graph of a body is a curved line, then it is non-uniform motion. I hope you very well grasp the concept of uniform and non-uniform motion. For any queries or doubt, please write at tutorialshalom@gmail.com. Thank you.